Hi, my name is Arnajaraq and I'm from Greenland, born and raised in South Greenland. I'm here to tell you about my story, my way to finding inner peace. I'm not going to tell you to let go of the past or forget your past. I'm just here to tell you that there's a way to find your inner peace, your true self. Before I get to that, I'm going to tell you about the before story, how I grew up. I grew up with my mother. My father and mother decided to go their separate ways when I was approximately 1 year old. And she met a new man. Together they have two children, my brother and sister. We grew up where there was alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and I was sexually abused by my stepfather. There were violence. After they had been drink alcohol, they always end up with violence, where my stepfather hit my mother, and we always felt scared, petrified, and it's like we always knew how it will end the night. I was also sexually abused by my stepfather. When I first time told my mother that he had taken out my underpants, he began to laugh at me and said it wasn't truth, and that maybe I have dreamt it. By that time I was 5 years old, and I didn't knew what I said, but it was truth for me, and I began to question myself whether my reality is true, because the adult that I trusted said that I lied. So it was so weird for me, because I told my truth. So we of course we have had some happy memories and happy days, but when they began to drink, it wasn't nice to be around drunk people. Sometimes we had guests and we eat and they drank, and yeah. So I began to look at their faces a lot. If they are happy, I could be more of myself. I could be happy with them. Or if they look mad or thoughtful, I would be out of sight, because I didn't want to be somewhere in the storm. I thought I was the problem, because the reality I told when I was 5 years old, it wasn't true. So I question me a lot. The things that I lied, or the words that came out of me. So we had better days and off days. So, and I was the eldest. I took the responsibility to look after my siblings, younger siblings. And as we grew up, I was this silent girl in the room. When there were new people, I didn't say a lot because I was afraid of to say something wrong, that people will laugh at me and tell me that I'm wrong. So, teenage years, I didn't believe in myself at all. I didn't believe I was beautiful or lovable. Years went by. I have had a lot of suicide thoughts. So I always got this thought, next time I'll do it. I kill myself. So in my 20s, I came across to repair myself. I thought I was broken and that I needed to repair myself. So I went to several psychologists, and some of them were took me to think about my future, and some of them took me back to my inner child. And in my 20s, it was my 30s when I got depression and stress. I couldn't work for a year. I was very fragile at that point. In the start of my depression, the only way I saw was to kill myself, to end this life I had. But at the time I had a son. I have a son. He's 14 now. I believe if I hadn't born him, I wouldn't be here, because the thought always came to me, there's always tomorrow, go to bed. So I lived for him, but I was very in a dark place. Searching for that peace that came like a minute a day, or when it came, I always began anxious about what the next step will be. Like when we were children, we have happy moments, and suddenly someone is mad and hitting or drinking, or it always seems to end bad. So I had this thought about life, that it was hard, that I need to go to the top of the mountain to find that little peace I was seeking. And when I got to the top, there were always another part that I need to go and search for. Always searching for something. Peace, love, happiness. So when I was 37, I was visiting my father. At that time I was anxious all the time, and I was beginning to believe that it was part of my life, that it was normal to all that to feel anxious. Sorry. And my father was talking about our inner peace, inner health. And when he was talking, I just felt peace, empty. At that point, to feel peace, I had to go running, because afterwards I would feel endorphins and be happy. But when he was talking, I just felt peace and I was empty. And I got very curious because he was talking about these 3 principles. But I didn't have the clue what he was talking about. So I bought this book about the 3 principles, and began to listen to it. It sounded very familiar, something that you have always known, but I didn't know where it came from. I always thought that peace and tranquility were something that I need to find outside myself. While listening to this book, I began to realize that how do you call it in English? That I'm living the life inside out, not outside in. Inside out meaning I was experiencing my thoughts about the outside world. Thoughts creates feelings. So it was like entering this new world that I never saw before, or just saw a glimpse of it before. Everything felt like calming down, like I've been running so fast, like Flash, that I couldn't see what was next to me, flowers or the sky, the people, because I was so much in my head that I forgot that I have my inner ear. My thoughts were blocking for my inner health, like clouds and the sun. If we stop for a moment, think, the sun will appear. It's like our inner health. I began to notice people smiling, their dimples, the way they talked. I heard that we don't have to believe our thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. So entering this new world, I began to see its beauty. I understood that no matter what, I am whole. I am not broken inside. Our soul inside can never be broken. Here I was thinking I'd never be repairable, always gonna be broken. Our soul, our inner health is never broken. We only have the now. The past is gone and the future is not here yet. So we only have the now, and the only way I can take my past and take the big bag I have of my past, open it, and begin to take the story of my life again. Because before I thought I had to repair myself, I need to look at my past minute by minute, the way the things happened, the way I was treated. But when I realized that my inner was never broken and we only have now, I let go of my past. I can always take it back, but realizing that thoughts create feelings, I could let it go. Like when I was thinking about suicide, I was only looking for peace, and it was when I didn't know it was inside of me. I'm not lacking anything. Everything I've been looking for is inside of me. I am love. And I always thought that I was unlovable because I was broken. But I am whole and made of love. The inner energy of life we see around us is one. Like Inuit used to say, there's spirit in the stones, in the flowers, in everything we see. This is what Inuits are talking about. We are all one. So the stars, the universe, the stones, the sea are made of one energy. So the 3 principles that I read about was about consciousness, thought, and universal power, force. We experience life with our own consciousness, so I can't make a guess what the other person is thinking. I can only experience my life through my eyes, my lenses, my thoughts, my feelings. And thoughts creates feelings, and we have this inner sun inside of us. We are the gift to the world. Everything I was seeking was already inside of me. So when I realized that I'm not broken, I began to realize if I'm not broken, my son is not broken either. Because at that time I was protecting him a bit too much. I realized that he got to see the world from his own consciousness, his own reality. So I began to let go of my own. And when I told him that he's made of love, this energy, universal power, our God, spirit, you name it. He calmed down too, realizing that he's love. We're not lacking. So before, in my when I was a child and growing up, my thought on anger was that I didn't want to feel anger. I didn't want to feel sad, jealous, or you name it. I didn't want to feel bad feelings. So I tried to think positive all the time, even though I was mad, sad. I was bouncing like a ball. And I realized that every feeling is allowed. I'm allowed to feel sad. I'm allowed to feel angry. When my stepfather was hitting my mother, I had made this rule: if someone is mad, they're hitting someone. But realizing that all feelings are allowed, I began to feel angry, happy, sad. I took my mask off. We're like children, feeling all the feelings. You know, when children, they got hurt by running or walking, they cry, and in a while they feel okay to walk again. That's how we're supposed to be. Feel all feelings. Because if I have sad thoughts and I'm sad now, if I always try to push it aside, the feeling will be stuck to me. And when it's stuck, it's hard to get it off me, because I just don't want to feel that way. Because I'm allowed now to feel all the feelings, it's so easier to come to our natural state of mind, tranquility, peace, love. You are intact. You are love. You are already what you seek inside. Look and listen to your inner and hear what it has to say, because what it has to say about me, what it is telling me, it's different my wisdom is different from yours. So I don't have to try to do what others do. I have my own way. I don't have to dress like others or yeah. Your wisdom going to tell you what's good for you. Listen to it. Our wisdom doesn't point fingers or questioning. It is not questioning. So our inner, for me, is a silent, loving push. It can be a voice or a picture inside of our mind. Like it can tell me to go for a walk, and our mind is so, our ego begin to question, like, where are you going to go? Alone? Do you want to walk alone? Or if you just trust the first feeling you have about something, just do it, because it comes from your own wisdom. So the 3 principles came to a man named Sydney Banks. There are a lot of books written about the 3 principles if you want to Google it, but listen to yourself. It's where you find your wisdom, your love, your everything you seek. I found out that my past is not my identity. If I want to take it again, but I love that I am free from the past. And I'm allowed to feel all the feelings that I'm feeling now. We only have the now, and thoughts creates feelings. Thank you.